we've partnered with a couple of Indian in our product director for the calling experience at Truecaller. Over to you, Gaurav.
Hey, thanks, Naveen. Hello, everyone. This is Gaurav here, and I do look all calling related stuff at Truecaller. And today I'm gonna talk more about call reason. So let's get the ball rolling. Yeah, so Call Reason is a seamless solution available to 250 million active Truecaller users to set a reason for their calls. Yeah, so before we deep dive in a call reason, I would like to bring your attention on something like why do we need call reason? And also here I would like to highlight, we have been getting this demand from our users since quite long. So just have a look. Yeah, so we have been getting myriad of requests from our users for this feature on Twitter, on all of our social platforms. So their users are demanding, we need a reason for the call. So let me read out some of them. Garima says, Truecaller needs to tell us why people are calling. At the same time, Yash says, Truecaller also needs to tell us why this dude is calling me after 3 months. Yeah, and I have one more. Eru Salam, she's saying, I wish if Truecaller also tell us why people are calling. So to answer to all of these users and to you, today we are very thrilled to announce like we are rolling out this feature. And so we should know why call reason, because apart from user demand, obviously there has to be reason for this. So call reason is a part of caller ID family. And Truecaller, which is another synonym of caller ID, which tells who is calling. Yeah. So recently we have introduced full screen caller ID, and also we have our pop-up caller ID as our pioneer product. And it tells like who is calling, and we help the community by letting them know who is calling. We also help them by saving their time from a fraud or spam call. And in the starting of this year, we released call alert, which tells who is about to call you. And trust me, this is one of the most loving feature by our users. And now we are talking about call reason. It tells why they are calling. So if in this stack you will find, okay, and apart from user demand, I would like to bring attention on individual benefit as a consumer, what benefit and advantages I am getting. So obviously it is enabling our receiver to check what call it is, if it is a personal, if it is a business or something urgent. By reading the context, by reading the message, I can sense it out. Also, it gives me more information why caller is trying to get in touch, and also it gives us a power whether should I accept this call or dismiss it. And obviously it will increase high pickup rates, because especially when you are getting a call from a new number, because we are helping community by telling who is that guy who is calling. Like say I'm getting a call from Rahul, and Rahul could be my friend, he could be a person from my office, or he is a guy next door to my house. And at the same time, if I see a call reason there, hey, I'm your neighbor, so there are high chances I will pick this call. So obviously it will increase our pickup or acceptance rate. Yeah. And at the same time, business can set a customized text before every call, and it will increase their engagement with their customers, because I can give you an example. Like say I'm getting a call from an insurance company, and this is regarding one of my policies, or maybe I have to go for a new insurance company. Yeah. Okay, so this is from a sender side. There I'm gonna talk more about a seamless reason picker. So here in the screenshot you can see after dialing a number, a reason picker will appear from a bottom, and here either you can pick any of your predefined or reason which are already set by you, or before call itself you can set your custom reason. So like say in this screen already they're giving a choice to the user, whether if he wants, he can change it, he can update it, or he can also add a new custom reason. Why we are giving this? Because being a business user, if I'm calling and if I'm reusing my reason all the time, so I can customize it. Like say hello, if I'm gonna call Vijay, I can put hello Vijay, your order is ready to be picked up. Next time, if I'm gonna reuse the same reason with another guy, I can use, like say I'm calling Rahul, hello Rahul, your order is ready to be picked up. So it's quite easy. I can reuse the same reason, or I can add a new custom reason anytime. Yeah. This is something on the recipient side, so that's why we call it the next step in the evolution of caller ID. And here you'll see the whole caller ID family is equipped with call reason. Also, like it is shown in call alerts. So before a call alert will appear on your phone. It will tell you who is about to call you. Also, there will be a call reason, so you can prepare or you can set your mind what to react with this call. And it will be shown, obviously it will be shown in your full screen caller ID, also in a pop-up caller ID. And apart from that, if you miss this call, this reason will be also available in your after call screen or in a call summary. So that's why I tell there is no reason to miss a call reason. Yeah, and it helps recipient to get more information from the reason. Yeah. Okay. So here it's another flavor of our feature. We call it on-demand call reason. So like say if I'm a heavy caller or I'm a power user, I would like to use call reason all the time, but I don't want to use it. I don't want to use call reason with my wife, with my friends, with my relatives. So for those users, we are serving a quite handy solution. Just visit profile view, and here you'll see a small icon there just after the number. So tapping on that, it will launch a bottom sheet, it will launch a reason picker, and here we have already made some predefined common reason for you. So if you want, you can just one tap and go. Or at the same time, if you want to type some custom reason, you can go for it. So let me tell you a good story here. Pooja and Abhishek, they are very good friends, and tonight they are planning a dinner date. And Pooja, she's in a market and she wants to buy some groceries, but she's confused about Abhishek's choice. And that's why she calls Abhishek, and by setting a calling reason there, need help in buying some groceries with heart emoji. So there are high chances Abhishek gonna pick this call, even though in a meeting he will pick this up for a moment and he will reply, okay, I want this particular grocery or vegetable, otherwise because he doesn't want to spoil his dinner date. Yeah. So I tell you, for me, what personally I think a call reason is also important for your personal calls, for your phone book calls, because sometimes calls are meant to be for that particular time. Like say I'm in a meeting and I'm getting a call from my wife, I don't pick that call, and after meeting I call her back. She says now it's over. That time I was looking for something, but you didn't reply. And one problem we have seen with Truecaller, SMS, iMessages, WhatsApp messages, like we are getting a lot of messages, so sometimes all the messages are piled up. But at the same time, on call reason, it is displayed on top of caller ID, so high chances you will pick that call. Priority call is a special service which can be only made by companies or organization, and they are meant to be very important call and cannot be used for a spam or advertisement. So it tells like this call is an important call, it's a priority call, and on top of that, if you are showing a call reason, so it tells like it's just like a cherry on top of the cake. High chances I'll receive this call. So I can give you again a real-time example here. There is a suspicious activity or a large transaction happens at my credit card, and at the same time I'm getting a call from our priority bank partner. Okay, this is regarding your last transaction, or this is regarding a suspicious transaction activity. So here there are two reasons. Firstly, it's a priority call. Second, there is a relevant and adequate call reason. High chances I'll go for this call, and obviously within a time limit I can control the damage. Another example for verified businesses, like say I'm getting call from a food restaurant, your order is ready, or let me repeat your order, or it could be a call from a driver who is waiting outside, cab driver who is waiting outside of your home, and he wants to know your door code. So and also this call reason, it can be integrated with the cloud telephone numbers. Yeah. Call reason. Hitesh, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. So yeah, I can take the next couple of slides. So these, so we are here to make your communication more efficient, right? So these two next features are part of that whole, the whole vision that Truecaller has. So this is another feature that people have been requesting for a long time, and the idea is that you can just quickly schedule your messages All of your scheduled messages can be seen at a glance, and don't worry if you make a mistake. You can always delete it or send immediately if you need to. In terms of the scheduling options, you can do it from 5 minutes to even up to a whole year in the future. And the last feature, we are again coming now to the end of the briefing. We want to overcome language barriers as well. And so soon you'll be able to translate messages right within the app. This applies to both SMS and IM. And the key takeaways here are that there are 59 languages supported. There's 8 Indian languages as well. And everything happens offline. So the language packs are downloaded to your device, the languages that you want to translate to. And then you can also verify this by switching off your data if you want, and the translation will happen and your SMS can go through. All of this is powered by Google ML. So that brings us to the end of the briefing. There is just one more thing. This is the surprise that I was talking about earlier. We would like to offer everyone present a full year of Truecaller Gold. We really hope it can help you in your professional journey as well. So we will enable that for you. In case you already have a premium subscription, we will still give you one that you can give to your family or friends. So please get in touch with either me or Abhilash from our PR team, and we'll enable this for you. So now we can open the floor to questions.
This is Ritesh, not the Bhagat one. Ritesh Arora from BG.
Hi, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So this one, I have a lot of questions. The one which I want to ask right now is, it's a serious concern. With the call reason,
Tushar Mehta, what happens if the person receiving the call does not use Truecaller or does not use it as a default dialer?
It doesn't matter, because call reason will be available to both the flavors of caller ID. It will be available to full screen. Also, it will be available to pop-up caller ID. So it doesn't matter whether you are a default dialer or not. However, one has to be a Truecaller user.
Okay, so next, Abha is asking that, do you think this feature will be liked, since to set an agenda is an extra effort which people may not like to make?
Yeah, so that's why so how do I take this feature? It's quite seamless, because you can set the reason during onboarding, and you have to just tap one reason. And if you do nothing, your reason will be skipped automatically, and it will initiate a regular call. So I'll say it's just one tap, but at the same time, there are high chances your call will be picked up. So I won't say it's a kind of a compromise. In fact, it is I'll say it will be helping our users. Yeah. So I don't say it's an extra effort, because at the same time you are getting values out of it.
Yeah, I think the key takeaway is that it just takes one additional tap, because the reasons are all preset.
And you can actually skip even that. If you want, you can only use the manual call reason button in the detail view, and not have a call reason for each and every call. But if you are using it from your phone mostly for professional reason, or you mostly call your family and you usually have certain topics that you call them about, family and friends, you can set those and use it for every call. So it's totally up to the user.
Yep.
So the other follow-ups are, what are your strategy for making people aware about this? It's through our blog, it's through articles in the media, so that's where we're counting on all of you for help to help us spread the word about it. And also user safety. We can also say that for call reason, we're not allowing any images to be sent. There's also a limited number of characters you can set as a call reason. So 80 characters is what you can send. And just because somebody is sending or assigning a call reason doesn't mean you can't block them. So Truecaller continues to work in the same way. Stuti is asking, when does this feature start rolling out? When does language translation adding it, Gaurav, in the chat?
Yeah. So feature is already in production, but right now it is. I think it is at some 25 or 30% percentage. But later by this week, it should be available to everyone globally. Yeah. And when does the language translation roll out? Yeah, so we don't translate call reasons because firstly we don't.
I think they mean the SMS language translation.
Okay. It's for language translation. I think it's also in production. Yeah, and it will, if it is not available to you, and then later by this week it should be there.
Yeah, the rollout starts today, so a lot of people will start getting it very soon. What you can do if you want to try it out immediately, you can just go and check on the App Store page, the Truecaller page, if there's an update available. You can also try the public beta where a lot of these features are already present in case you need to try them out right away.
Yeah.
Francis is also asking if this feature is going to be free. Answer is yes. So all of these features are free for all users. These are not limited to premium or gold users.
There was a question from Stuti. Adding a reason will add to time that I take to make a call. Why would people use it? In such a scenario, do you expect business to be more likely user of this feature? So that's why we are telling, like, if you want, you can preset all these reasons, and before calling, you have to just pick a reason. And also for businesses, as I mentioned, we're gonna extend this feature to the businesses by in some another way. So businesses, like, it could be another kind of integration where it can be just fire in a second. But for individual users, they have to pick a reason from a reason picker. Yeah.
Sure. Internally, and my wife being an avid Truecaller user, calling and setting the reason to that it's important happens quite frequently between us. So I think that's there's a great benefit in the personal calls as well. When the child our son's kindergarten calls one of us and there's something, and we call each other to tell, like, and we're in a meeting, and you want to say that it's important, we need to talk now, then this feature comes handy a lot.
Yeah, and also for fun, just you want to try out this feature, use some emojis, try calling your friends, and it will give them a surprise what kind of this call it is. Yeah, so I mean, it's up to you how do you want to use it. You can take next.
Yeah, so Raju was saying that he already saw the feature, probably it was on beta and there were pre-filled reasons. Are these customized for different category of users?
So pre-filled reasons, they are the most common reason, and as of now, if you want, you can customize them. User can customize them at any period of time, but for all of the users, they are common. Yeah, and we'll see in the future if you want to change them as per the user demand or as per the community. We have that capability to change them. Yeah.
Heather is saying, what happens when I continuously decline a call if I'm seeing a reason, and would the ML not start identifying it as spam?
Okay, so firstly, for spam users which are already marked as a spam, this is not an upfront, because still we believe for a spam users, other criteria or other informations are quite useful or more important. Like, say, we are showing spam scores, we are showing the spam report of that person, we are showing the spam name, and but still, if they want, they can go for a reason, they can expand the reason and they can read it out. And now someone is continuously sending a call reason to you. So as we told earlier, if you want, you can block that person, or you can report it to Truecaller. Yeah, also.
Also, just to clarify here, just declining a call doesn't mark it as spam. A user, you have to actively mark a number that you receive as spam. So I think just to clarify that. Mathura is saying, can Truecaller track the reasons being offered for calls?
No, because
It's always the best way is to get it from the App Store. Malini is asking, this is a question for Nami, how do you control if someone sends an abusive message? Is there a feature to monitor this?
So, like Gaurav said, there's no control of, or like there's no peek into the message on our end. However, we take pride in our call blocking capabilities, not only the ones that are where you manually can block a number, which we make compared to other communication platforms, we make it very easy to do these things. But aside from that, we have this capability to measure the number of call blocks that are happened and accelerate the call blocking that happens automatically by our systems, depending on the number of people who block this. So it's both at individual control, but also on our end, it's the signals that you, the users, give us. We automatically take action on them and make sure that these calls do not continue to pester our users.
Feature for premium users, not in the same way which he is expecting, but for top spammers, your call will be auto blocked. Yeah.
And so you can actually change the method of the way the block happens. So it can be an answer and then a hang up, as opposed to just a hang up, for instance, or you just keep it at silent and it passes on.
You could just clarify that. Could you come online and clarify that? We'll take the next one in the meantime. A bit of clarity needed on how Truecaller doesn't have visibility into call reason are encrypted.
Actually, they are not encrypted as of now, but it's not very easy to decrypt them, because underlying we do have our security measures which we are using for other services too. Yeah.
Okay, there's some request to share the deck. We will share the recording with whoever is interested. We can, of course, do that post the call. Future possibilities for text to voice for the reasons. Like, for instance, somebody is driving and is placing a call.
Yeah, it could be a good feature request. Yeah, we will consider it next year. Yeah, thanks for suggesting this idea.
Ranjan Rajiv asked the question, could you just clarify that? Are you there? The question was, can we see the name appearing on the call? Will it have real-time update as per the database of service providers? Anyhow, if you're not able to ask the question, please reach out to any of us after the call. We'll gladly help clarify your queries.
Hi, Hitesh again.
Yeah.
One more query. It's regarding that widget of Truecaller, which comes like every time on the call. It's huge right now, but I mean with the text reason, like with the call reason, it'll even get bigger. That's what I'm believing. Is there anything you can control that widget? You can shorten it up a bit, like a user has a control over it.
So I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe you're talking about the pop-up caller ID.
Yes.
So yeah, the pop-up caller ID, the size is fixed, but you can move it around the screen in case it's obstructing something else on the screen. Of course, another way to handle that is to just switch to full screen caller ID, where you get a number of other benefits as well. You get a sort of a seamless experience across different devices as well. Plus, you'll still get to see the call reason, and you can switch back and forth between the classic pop-up and the full screen caller ID as many times as you like.
Okay. Going forward, can we see this widget being controlled by user, like because the call reason will be there? I believe that widget will, of course, will get bigger if the reason is like big enough. So anyway, rather than just moving around, we can probably like reduce the size of it.
So Hitesh, to answer your question, we are already giving a choice to user. If he wants, you can collapse the reason. So by default, it is expanded because it covers the space. But if user wants in pop-up call ID, he can collapse the reason. So he can see other values behind it.
Hi, Sandeep over here. Hi, Desh. Can I ask a question? Can I go ahead?
Go ahead, Sandeep. Go ahead.
Okay. In the last few months, we have been seeing a lot of banks and the telcos sharing the message with their users that if you find a call which is a spammer or who's trying to dupe you and kind of a thing, inform us about the number. So if we look at the Truecaller, there are a lot of callers who have been tagged as spammers or fraud by most of the users. So is there a mechanism in place, or do you want to implement the thing where those numbers will be shared with the telcos or the bank for further action?
So, actually, Sandeep, you're talking about the spam and general identification of spam and scam on the platform in general, and it's not really about call reason. Do I understand correctly?
That's right. That's right. Because the major problem is, like, individually the people have to go in some ICICI bank. So if you identify a trend, those could be reported, and you could also highlight that this call has been identified as a fraud.
That's a very fair point. So let me
Visible in call history. Yeah.
Okay, so Ranjan Rajiv has asked the question again. Can we see the name appearing on the call? Will it have real-time update as per database of service providers? Like if any person was using a particular number, it was used by others. So update and name suggestion comes up. I have not saved that particular number. I think I do get what you're saying. I would like you to connect with me after the call so that we can clarify in detail. Can other apps with accessibility access see the reason? Tushar Mehta is asking, can other apps which have accessibility access see the call reason if it comes up in the pop-up?
No.
Accessibility reason to like it's a very deep system permission on Android, and when you do give that to a certain app, they are able to read the notifications. Now, whether they read all of them or whether they read some of them, that's a different point. And it doesn't matter if an app uses end-to-end encryption, for instance, as soon as the message is displayed in the notification bar, it is unencrypted, and an app that has accessibility action will be permission will be able to read that. That also goes for Truecaller. So that is a permission that I think Google even rightfully so is asking users to take precaution on when they enable it. Right, and Truecaller is available on Tizen. However, it is. It does not have the full capabilities of the Android application, and call reason is at this moment not available on the Tizen platform either.
Heather is asking how many of your users, 18 crore Indian users, are going to benefit when it's available in English.
For Hindi and all the languages, yeah. So it respects system language. So whatever system language is there, it will be there.
So Truecaller is actually translated to over 30, I think it's around 40 different Indian local languages. And if you have a keyboard which has your language characters, etc., you can set the custom reason with those characters if you prefer.
Perfect. I think so that brings us to the end. I think we've answered all the questions. I don't see any more. If there are more, please. Okay, we've got one last one coming in. Auto translation for call reason. Is there an auto?
As I told, we don't censor call reason. So in order to translate it, maybe then we need to hook it to. So as of now, it is not supported. But if user wants, he can choose a language of his choice, and at the same time, it will be delivered in the same language which he is sending, just like a SMS, just like a normal IP messages here.
I think Mathuresh is also asking that most of your users are based in India, but what does your international growth rate stand vis-a-vis India. So Mathresh, I'm happy to connect with you over another call since we are limiting our Q&A to what we've launched today. So happy to connect and give you all the info you need.